Welcome back to the channel. It's another one here with BBA, and I'm in Birmingham today. Why am I in Birmingham today, you may ask? And that's because, can you remember the protest that me and DP Audits covered a couple of weeks ago, and the guy got arrested? Well, I found him and I'm going to meet him today. Let me just show you a clip to refresh your memories if you don't remember, and then obviously I'll bring it back.
Did
you take the other guy's details though when he said that he was a Nazi? No, he didn't. You do know you don't have to give your details, mate, don't you? Yeah, you don't have to give your details, mate. You've not committed an offence. Only when you commit an offence do you have to give your details. Protesters about calling us Nazis. I know, but we reported it before. It was reported before and you didn't want to do nothing. Because he's a white British man, you now want to go do something about it. It's so disgusting what you're doing to me. He's an elder gentleman and you're embarrassing him in the street. Here we are. For the sake of the viewers, this is the two-tier policing that we have here in the UK. Protesters are allowed to stand and call white British people Nazis, but the minute this guy expresses his Article 10. Wow.
Section 4A.
You've arrested.
Section 4A of the Public Order Act 1994 is a public order offence that involves intentionally causing harassment, alarm, or distress. What it means: this offence occurs when someone uses threatening or abusive words or behaviour, or disorderly behaviour, within the hearing or sight of someone likely to be harmed. Related offences. Section 4. This offence involves threatening words or behaviour that provoke fear of violence. Section 5. This offence is similar to Section 4A, but no intent is required. It occurs when someone uses threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behaviour, or displays threatening, abusive, or insulting writing or visual representation.
For Section 4A.
They call me a Nazi.
We've got PC 21230 and a PC 20661. I've just arrested this gentleman for no apparent reason. He didn't breach any peace. He didn't agitate nobody. But when we were blocked from filming, we were called Nazis and fascists. We reported it to you guys and you didn't want to do nothing about it. If you need anything as evidence, sir, you'll be able to find us on YouTube. We can also hold these liable for not taking the first report of...
Yeah, right then. I'll put you onto the solicitors as well. You've got all evidence of what you...
Oh, I have. We have. It was on camera. But you didn't have nothing on camera for him. But you didn't have nothing on camera. I am.
If you've got evidence of those guys saying...
But you don't have any evidence of him doing nothing. What do you have?
I'm not going to talk about it
because you don't.
to you, am I?
Because you don't.
But what I'm saying is, if you've got something to report...
Because you don't.
You know where Lloyd House is?
You know, no offence, but you lot are a bunch of scumbags, man.
I'm trying to give you some...
You're a bunch of scumbags. Your advice, I don't want your advice. Your advice is the last advice I'd take. You're a bunch of scumbags. Yeah, take the poppy off, man. You're a disgrace. Take the poppy off. Take it off.
I'm not a disgrace.
You are, you're a disgrace. Sarge, listen to what's happened today, yeah? We're filming, exercising our lawful right to do so. Someone's got in our face, blocked us and called us fascists and Nazis. We've reported that to you and showed you exactly the people that done that.
One thing I'm going to say to you, chaps, anything you're about to say to me now, you've lost the moral high ground because you've told me to take a poppy off.
I've lost the moral high ground. I've lost it.
Listen to what I've got to say.
Don't point at me.
My flesh.
Don't point at me. Don't point. It's unprofessional. Don't point at me.
So did mine.
Died in World War One.
Yeah. And what about maybe his? What about his family that may have done the same?
My papa with pride.
Yeah. Do you?
So none of you.
But you don't arrest. You don't arrest him with pride. Don't stop pointing at me as well, Sergeant. Don't point at me. Oh, you look very angry, Sarge. You look very angry. Look at that angry face. Yeah, take it off. You're a disgrace, man. You're a disgrace. I didn't say you wasn't. What are you on about? What are you on about?
And any more off any of you, I will lock you up for obstructing police. You understand
obstructing police for talking. You can move away. Go on, look at me.
It's all right. Step away, DP. Step away. Step away, because it's on camera. Then it's on camera. We've stepped away. We've stepped away. We've stepped away. We've stepped away. We've stepped away.
I serve my country and I serve my king.
Why are you still going on? You've asked us to step away. You've asked us to step away. That's what we've done.
We stand where we want. We've stepped back.
These people here,
It's you who's going to be shamed.
If that's a section 4A, what he's written in his press, what that guy did to you.
We've stepped back.
You choose and pick what you want to do. 2-tier police and that is fine.
We've just been abused, mate, and you have done nothing about that. Nothing at all.
We've stepped back.
But you just arrested an elderly man. Disgraceful. And you want to tell me, you're telling me you're doing a good service? You're telling me that you're doing a good service for your country?
Oh, angry. Oh.
Look at that look on his face, look at that. You're a disgrace.
Oh, talking to Rob.
You're a disgrace, DP. You're a disgrace, DP, apparently. So, as you could see, I'm sure you guys will remember that. So yeah, we're going to meet him today, do a follow-up and see what happened. I found him through X, and I'll put his X account on the screen now so you guys can follow him. But yeah, so we're going to go meet the guy. So I think this guy's here. I think he's down near where I said he'd be. So let's go and introduce ourselves. Hi mate, how are you? You good? Good to meet you. Got the camera rolling, just so you know, because we put a little video together.
Okay.
How's things? Good?
Yeah, surviving, yeah.
So I wanted to ask you a few questions and stuff about that day and your arrest, etc. Obviously Lloyd House is a bit far from here, but if we walk up here to, you know where the ice rink is?
Yeah.
There's a right hand turn and there's a couple of police cars. I was thinking if you maybe stood near one of them,
Okay.
yeah, it'd be a good backdrop for exposing. What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah, did you originally comment on my video on YouTube?
No, actually.
Because
There's been quite a few videos, actually.
there has. It's done very well on TikTok, on
I'm not on TikTok.
the gentleman that I was with.
Yeah.
That done very well. Mine done fairly well, I guess. It's been seen by quite a few people. Outrage about it.
What was the comment?
I can't remember what the comment was, to be honest, but I see the profile picture, and the profile picture looked like someone a little bit like your description. Like it looked a little bit like you, but maybe an older photo.
All right.
I
don't remember commenting on it.
No, and then when I got your follow
Yeah.
yesterday on X,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fantastic. So I've been trying to find if I could. Absolute madness what happened, by the way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've been going through, since it happened to me, I've been going through Twitter, and it's happened to, I'm not the only one, it's happened to quite a few people.
yes.
And of course, Alison Pearson is the one that gets all the attention, you know.
Right, okay.
She's a well-known journalist.
Yep.
And her case has been dropped, interestingly, because of who she is.
Right, okay.
Of course, my one hasn't been dropped. I'm on bail till February. Which I don't
So you're
really-
on bail?
Yeah, but I don't actually understand why it's till February, because, I mean, this is so that they can carry out further investigations. I said, how long does it take to do that? There's nothing to investigate anyway. So how long would it take to do that?
Yeah.
And I've seen pretty much all the videos. I've seen the body cam that the cop was wearing.
Yeah.
They showed me that when I was in custody. I don't really see the point really, because it's no dispute that I was there.
Of course, yeah.
There, obviously. And I said something to this guy, but you can't actually see what I said. I mean, you can't hear anything. And I think they sort of try and trick you as well.
What were you doing that day? Just going about your own business,
Yeah.
weren't you? You was just,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
know.
I live just down there.
Right,
And
okay.
normally what I do is, on a Sunday, I just go down into town,
Yep.
go into Primark and go down into Greg's downstairs and have a coffee.
Right, okay.
And just go through the internet, and I don't really do anything. I usually buy the mail on Sunday for the crosswords. And I do that.
That's kind of what infuriated me. I was thinking, well, here's a guy going about his day.
Yeah.
With all due respect, elder gentleman than myself.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I'm kind of a bit enraged that, what did you do? Because I didn't feel like...
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't have... I don't normally get involved in them sort of things anyway. It's just that when I was crossing the road, they were there in front of me. And it's got this guy on the megaphone shouting and that.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone earlier on where I live about, doing it on Remembrance Sunday. And I think it's just taking the piss. They're doing it on purpose to wind people up. It's got to be,
Yeah, it's what I said to you when I was stood next to you. You got to think, the council and stuff, so Birmingham Council, they have to actually sign off on that.
Yeah,
they don't just turn up, it's all... No. It is pre-arranged, hence to why there's police there and things allocated for that day.
So when I was walking across the road, I've just gone past the guy who's on the megaphone, and he's put his megaphone down to have a rest.
Yeah.
I just said to him, I can't even remember what I said, but basically I was just saying we shouldn't be doing this on Remembrance Sunday, something to that effect.
Right.
Now, when I've done that, I've gone up and spoke to some police officers. Now, if I'd said something wrong, I wouldn't have stayed around, would I?
No, you'd have been gone, wouldn't you?
Yeah, would have been gone. So, I've spoke to these police officers.
Yeah.
I've said to them pretty much the same thing about they shouldn't be doing it on Remembrance Sunday. And they were agreeing with me, but there's nothing we can do. I mean, we're just doing a job.
Yeah.
Which they are.
Yeah, of course.
And then these other two police officers just appeared from nowhere. And then they arrested me. It's a bit... And
crazy.
Apparently this bloke said to them, I said, fuck all Muslims, or fuck Muslims, or Muslims. I mean, I can't remember, but it was the F word.
Yeah, and then say
Muslims. So no, I didn't say that. Now, I'm thinking, did somebody else say that? And he thinks it was me. Or did...
Have you seen the body camera footage?
I've seen the body cam, yeah.
Of yourself saying what they're saying? Because surely...
You can't hear anything.
You can't hear nothing?
No. So and all you can see is me walking across, talking, well, not even talking, there's no conversation. I'm just saying something and walking away, and he hasn't even batted an eyelid. It's like he hasn't even heard me, because he's on his thing, and as I'm walking away, then he's looking around to see who said that,
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you look at the body cam, you can't even sort of try and lip read, because I'm not standing, you can't see my face. So, there's so much noise anyway, you can't hear what I'm saying. And the police are not stood right next to me, they're stood a lot way back. So the body cam only shows you that I was there, but that's not in dispute though, So I'm not sure what the body cam's supposed to prove.
Have you sought any legal advice? Have you spoke to a solicitor?
Well, I had a solicitor, here's the story. When I got there, you can have a duty solicitor, which is free of charge. And I thought I'll opt for that, because even though I can answer the questions on my own, it's more psychological really. Get a solicitor in, they can sit in, just in case there's any questions and they say don't answer those. So I thought I'd get a solicitor in. Now they said to me, he's on his way, this solicitor, so that he is a bloke.
Right,
he's
okay.
on his way. So it's fine, and they kept saying, oh, he's on his way, be here soon. And then apparently he arrived. He said he's just seeing someone else at the moment. I said, fair enough, no problem, I'll wait. I mean, I waited long enough anyway.
How long was you in custody for altogether?
6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah. But plus, was half an hour drive there. It's not, it's not just, it wasn't here, it was Albury.
How did they treat you in there?
Oh, they were fine.
They were fine with you?
And everything, yeah, it was fine. Yeah, that was all right. I think there was one guy, he was a young guy in his 20s, he came in, he was quite chatty, and I actually thought he was a bit embarrassed, to be honest, because he's just doing a job.
Of course.
But they was all fine. But the solicitor thing, when I was then being marched down the corridor to see the solicitor,
yeah,
when he'd finished with the other person, this policewoman who's marched me down, she turned around and said to me, oh, it's a Muslim woman, the solicitor. And I thought, oh, you're telling me it was a man, and now you're saying it's a Muslim woman. I mean, I don't care,
Yeah,
it's
of course. It's a solicitor,
and
of course.
Is that a problem? Is that going to be a problem? I said, well, no, but why would it be a problem? See, now I thought, the thing is, they were telling me it's a man, then it's a Muslim woman. I wonder if they deliberately did that. I don't know. I mean, I might be overreading.
Speculation. You have the right to feel how you did.
You know, in case I sort of kicked off or something.
Yeah.
And so I said, no problem. And she was fine. But what can they do? They can just sit in and just listen in. There's nothing they can actually do.
So, sorry, your name is?
It's Michael, by the way.
Michael.
Yeah, it's not Tony.
So, Michael, and if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Michael?
64.
64.
Yeah.
So, as I'm speaking to Michael now, guys, as you can see out in Birmingham, appreciate you also joining me today. Another question I'd like to ask, just quickly, is you obviously see me and my friend there that day that stopped with cameras.
Yeah.
And we obviously had what we felt we had to say to them. That's how we felt, right? Would you say that was a good thing or a bad thing? In the sense of, do you agree with people like myself that are willing to challenge in those?
I do, because if he wasn't around that day, somebody could just say anything happened, you know. I mean, the only thing I was thinking of, I just wish I'd had a shave. But, because, you know, you don't go out intending to end up on YouTube, do you?
No, of course not.
No, I think it was good that it was caught. One of the interesting comments was, I don't know who it was, it might have been you, it might have been the other guy, said to a police officer, you don't know what you said, and or something to that effect.
I think that was me.
And the police officer said, oh yes we do, you know. Well, they didn't know.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
They might have said that just to sort of get you off their back, you know, but they didn't know, because they would have said, you know, at the police station they would have said. And even when I'm looking at the body cam footage, and I'm just saying to this policewoman, I said, well, what does that show? It just shows you I was there.
Yeah.
But that's not in dispute, is it? You know, and this other guy, so he can say, I said anything, he can say anything at all. Now remember, they're having this thing on Remembrance Sunday. That tells you a little bit about their mentality. Right? So he's saying, another thing they said to me was, do you know this bloke? I said, no, how would I know him? And they asked me that a couple of times, and I think, why you keep asking me if I know him?
As if you knew me.
Yeah, but has he said that he knew me?
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's told them that he knows me. I don't know.
I didn't know.
Not you.
Oh, no, not me, sorry.
I'm the bloke that complained about me.
Right, okay, so there is a complainant. There is a member of the public that's apparently complained and willing to write a statement about you.
I don't know if he's writing a statement.
Well,
I mean, this is the guy that I'm...
See, like if I rang up now about a crime, say for instance, even an assault now, they would say to me, do you want to make a statement? Bearing in mind, if you want to make a statement, it means that if charges are brought, you'll have to go to court. Usually, they'll then turn around and say yes or no. Otherwise, it's not pointless in them doing it because they'll throw it out.
But they'll need to make the statement ASAP.
Or is this another example of the two-tier policing that we see, and they're trying to make examples of people?
I mean, I'm on Twitter. I go through Twitter and I see loads of examples of two-tier policing, loads of them, all the time. You know.
How did it make you feel that day? Like genuinely, like because.
To be honest, I'll tell you what I was more worried about. I mean, I'll show you this. I'm unemployed at the moment.
Right, okay.
And of course, at my age, it's very hard to get back into work.
Yeah, fair play to you if you're trying as well. There's a lot of young uns that don't want to, so...
Well, yeah, the thing is, you know, also I'm quite ill as well. I'm actually a type 1 diabetic.
Right, okay.
This was another sort of thing when I was in the cell, you know, because when they checked... When I first got there, when I was, you know, going into custody, they checked your blood. And I just said to this guy, it's going to be 16. I knew what it was going to be before he even checked it, because I checked my blood all the time. And he checked it and it was dead on 16.
Right, okay.
Said, oh, that's a good guess, wasn't it? I said, well, it's not really a guess. I mean, I know what my blood's going to be. And then a little bit later on, they come in and checked it again in the cell. And I said, it's still going to be 16 because I've not eaten anything. I've only had a coffee. It's not going to change that much. It was 16 still. But they were saying to me, oh, that's quite high, isn't it? You know, I mean, it should be between 5 and 7.
Right.
So I said, yeah, it's high, but I'm diabetic. So I'm on insulin. And, you know, and haven't gone there, I haven't taken any insulin. And they said, well, why don't you bring it with you? And, you know, and I said, well, I'll keep it in the fridge.
Yeah, you know? As you would, yeah.
And I was saying, oh, we can take you back to your place and you can pick it up. I said, well, it's going to be a half hour there and a half hour back. That's an hour. I mean, you know, I'll be all right.
Right, okay, so, but they did offer, though. That's good to know.
They were making a bit of a thing out of it. And I'm saying, look, I'm going to take that risk. It's not the first time I've gone out without taking any insulin. It's not the end of the world. you know.
No, but they do have a duty of care, so it's nice
Yeah.
to see that at least they
Yeah.
were carrying that out in the time that you're in custody.
So, anyway, I was going to show you, what was it going to be? Well, you were saying about work, weren't you? I've got it on here now. I'll take so many screenshots of things. Hotel Performance Share would like to offer you the position of customer service specialist. Right, it's supposed to start
Oh, fantastic.
well, it is to a degree, but when you go through the small print, they actually offer the job to more people than they actually need, because they have to go through all the checks.
Yeah.
Because this is on the Universal Credit Helpline.
Right,
And you
okay.
have to be. I've done the job before for it when it was held by a company called Serco, and I think the less said about them, the better.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
of course.
So now it's actually a French company that's doing it now.
Right, okay.
So because I've done the job before, it's not a hard job. You take about 50 calls a day. You're talking to people that are on benefits, and you're basically a problem solver. And they've got issues, maybe they haven't been paid or whatever. And but because I've been on benefits, I can see it from their angle. You know? Some of them can be quite rude, but I'm usually quite good at talking to them and solving the problem.
Yeah.
That's what you're there for.
Uh-huh.
And it's a job I quite enjoy, just working from home as well. So you just get out of bed in the mornings, make coffee, and
Gives you focus though, doesn't it? I find with work, gives you focus.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing is, when you're unemployed, you've got nothing really. And the thing is, there's nothing really to keep you going, really. I mean, I might as well just be dead. And that's the way I see it. So it gives you a purpose.
Of course.
So, but then I'm thinking about then what's happened here. A couple of weeks ago, I mean, that might put the kibosh on it, because you've got to go through the enhanced DBS check.
It has, but at the moment also there's no actual offence on you,
Doesn't
so...
have to be an offence. Doesn't have to be.
No.
I mean, an enhanced DBS check.
Of course, so actually, yeah, you have an enhanced
So-
one there, yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right,
So
okay, sorry.
What I want to do is get it removed completely. You know, it shouldn't be on there, because you know, if I'd done something wrong, fair enough, I've been caught. But I haven't done anything wrong.
What do you think the chances are of...
Oh, I don't think anything will happen.
You think it'll get thrown out when you return for bail, answer a bail?
Yeah, but I don't. See, my bail, I don't have to go and attend a police station every week. It's not that sort of bail. I only have to go once.
Oh yeah, of course, and then
February.
you've got to return and answer for it.
Yeah.
They'll let you know there whether they're
Yeah.
going to charge you
Yeah.
or whether
Which-
they're going to drop
I
the...
think, see, one of the things somebody else was telling me, who's been down this sort of path before, they said what they might do is they keep you sort of hanging on a string and they start looking for things. So if you do get charged, you might not get charged with this. I think you might be something completely different.
Yeah,
They might trawl through your social media. They look for stuff, you know. Once they got you in their sights, so you don't know. So I mean, I'm not that bothered about what's happened. It's more about this job thing, you know, whether it will affect.
but then that's the kind of thing that, again, for me, hearing that frustrates me, because you're now telling me you finally got a position, which, like you said, at your age you feel like it's hard enough as it is, and now you've got something like that,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
if it turns around and they throw it out,
Yeah.
but they keep it on your thing.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
They talk about people being unemployed,
Yeah.
but when you've got gentlemen like yourself
Yeah, yeah.
that wants to work,
Yeah.
it just seems like the system's always against us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's why I asked how it's kind of made you feel. You've kind of told me more of how it's now going to have an impact on you, right?
I mean, I'd say it does affect me. I'd be sort of lying if I say it didn't. I mean, it does prey on your mind. And the thing is, because I'm not a young person anymore, there's only certain... I mean, I used to run pubs before. I don't think I've got it in me now to do that.
Yeah.
So there's only certain jobs I could really do. And I mean, I know I'm ill. I probably haven't got much time left, if I'm being honest about it. And I've got no ambition to achieve anything anymore. I mean, I've been through all that previously, and I just try and keep going day to day. But it does hit you, you know, when something like that, you think, you know, just as I'm trying to get things back
Yeah.
onto some sort of track, just something like that comes along. And I'm thinking maybe I should have just kept quiet that day. But the thing is, the more I think about it, I didn't really do anything wrong, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's many other people that might have done the same thing. You know, and I've spoken... My next door neighbour is actually a Muslim bloke. I mean, we only talk if we just happen to be in the going down the lift at the same time.
Yeah.
And he knows what's happened, and he agreed that shouldn't, you know, they shouldn't have held it on Remembrance Sunday. I mean, that was a deliberate things
Yeah.
to try and wind people up. And I was looking at an earlier video they did when they were before I got there, and they were trying to sort of equate what's going on out in the Middle East.
Right.
With, what happened in the Second World War. There's no comparison really.
No, of course.
I mean, what happened, in the Second World War, I mean, it was before my time anyway, but they're sort of saying Germany were the bad guys with Hitler, and they're trying to say the same, but the thing is, this is Jews and Muslims who are fighting, that's what it comes down to.
Okay.
And it's a conflict that's gone on for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
It's not just flared up over a year ago, it's been going on a long time.
Of course, yeah, I'm aware.
I mean, it died down for a while. Why it kicked off, I don't know. But that's what it's all about, really. Who owns this bit of land? I mean, when Israel took that bit of land, not before I was born, I mean, that was a bit controversial, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I think you need a third party to come in and try and say, look, and get their heads together. Something like, what's his name, Donald Trump, maybe. Because it'll never end. I mean, there's got to be something else to do.
Again, sorry to cut you short, but again, it's like the whole arrest, the way they did in public, it kind of just, like the label they try to put on a lot of people about being far right.
Yeah.
I'm stood having a conversation with you now for 20 minutes, we've met you half hour now.
Yeah.
And already I can tell you're just a genuine gentleman, right, who's got his opinion. You're not offensive. You're not a hateful guy, from what I can see. Do you know what I mean? And there's been an injustice there that day.
Far right, though? What is it?
Well, I don't know. This is why I do what I do, because I like engaging with people and trying to pick people's brains about things about what is this, what is that. Because I don't know. What is far right now? What is far left? It's
when I got to the police station and they were, when I was standing there in front of the custody woman, they were saying, what has he been brought in for? And they didn't even know. They were. One of them said something to do with racism. And I sort of said, it's not racism, they're sort of conflicting religion and race. I mean, it wasn't even about religion, because I never actually mentioned about religion. But even if I did, but then they're trying to make it a race issue. And there was no racism involved at all.
So is it just a comment? Because like I say, it must not have seen it, right? Was it just did you just say a comment? You didn't walk up to somebody and say something as such?
Well, I walked past him because I was going across the road.
Yeah.
And he was on his thing, and then he put his megaphone down, and I just turned round to him. So
right,
you could say I walked up to him if you want to. Well, I don't think I purposely walked up to him. I just walked past him, and I was there while it.
More important question, I guess. Again, Michael, you said you were 73? 64, sorry, Jesus Christ. Putting 10 years on your life, sorry. Right, 64. Now, when you look at the way society is and this country is going, do you think that we're losing our freedom of speech in this country?
Yeah.
A country where really free speech was founded in the first place. If you look at most people's constitutions, like America's and other countries around the world, you can guarantee that at least 2 or 3 of the Bill of Rights that we have here is from that. They've adopted our... Do you see what I'm saying? So would you say how bad do you think it is now? Because it seems to me they're trying to silence everyone. You're not even allowed to have an opinion in the street.
No, people are afraid to say what they really think. I mean, they shouldn't be. You should be able, doesn't matter how offended. I mean, I don't mind if somebody says something about me. I'd rather they did than just say, I can't say that. And I think this is what it is. People are afraid now to express their own opinions. I think part of the problem, though, is with social media. See, I don't believe in absolute free speech.
Right,
I think there's got to be, free speech means you can just make something up and lie about something. You say, well, it's free speech.
Yeah.
You've got to sort of say, hang on, there's got to be some sort of control over it.
Yeah.
And it's like that guy that killed those 3 kids, in Southport. Now, the initial thing on social media was that he's a Muslim, he's come over on a boat and his name is Ali something. That was wrong. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And that was made up by a Pakistani bloke in Pakistan. And it went round like wildfire. I had arguments with people on Twitter over it. They were saying things, and they were showing me screenshots of like different people saying the same thing. So just because they're repeating the same thing doesn't make it true.
True, right.
I mean, now the thing is, it actually turned out he was a Muslim.
Right. Again, I don't know. That would be something that even for hearing it from you, no disrespect to you, but I'm the type of person where I don't believe what I hit. I'll go away and look. But
and that was kept. See, there's a guy in prison now he was posting on Twitter, and he said he's a Muslim, and he's in prison now because for saying that on Twitter, it turns out this guy was a Muslim.
Wow.
So he didn't lie. You know, I don't know how he would have known. He was probably just guessing. But
has it put the fear in you at all to now, in future, feel like that you can say what you... Would you think twice now rather than just...
Yeah, I'll tell you what I've done since. I mean, if I was going down into town in a similar situation, I would just keep quiet now. I wouldn't even... I'd just leave it. Even this morning, I was in Cafe Nero, and there's a bloke that's come in, sat next to me. I've seen him before, and he's a brown-skinned bloke, possibly a Muslim, you don't know, because, you know. And he sits there, doesn't buy anything, gets his own drink out, gets his own sandwiches out, puts his laptop on there, plugs it in, and I'm thinking, why don't the staff say anything to him, you know?
Yeah.
I would have told him to do one.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
But it's not for me as a customer to say anything. He's giving me funny looks as well. And I'm thinking, I wonder if you see me on YouTube and he's coming and sat right next to me. But,
well, I appreciate you speaking to me. If you like, on the way out, can buy you a coffee from somewhere that you can take with you if you want. If you want a coffee, drink coffee, fancy a coffee. So I'll do that. So I do want to say, is there anything, because what I'll do is I'll shut the camera off, I won't run it for too long. Is there any final comments from you that you would want? Because like I say, a lot of people have watched it, a lot of people have commented, it got a lot of engagement in the comment section.
There's nothing to say really, nothing else to say. I mean, I don't know whether I should take any legal advice.
Again,
I don't really want to pay for it if I don't have to.
To be honest, I wanted to speak a little bit about that, but we can do that off the camera.
Yeah.
But I may be able to at least give you some information, Michael, that if they drop the charges when you answer bail,
no charges, though.
that would then mean, and a lot of people don't know this, that you would probably be eligible and they would be liable to have to pay you a claim for this. Being taken off the street, there's certain aspects. There's ways around it where even if you haven't got money, there's certain solicitors that will look at that and they will only basically take it on if they believe. So you'd pass them the information, they would look at it and they would only take it on if they believe that you would win the case. If they think that there's even a chance that you wouldn't win the case, they'll just tell you and won't take it on. But if they think there's something there, they will definitely take it on and you would definitely be entitled to some kind of compensation. But as I say, we can speak about that as we walk off. The government, what about the government? Keir Starmer, have you got any opinions on him before I shut down?
Well, you've got this petition going at the moment, which is up to 2 million plus, I think.
Have you signed it?
No.
No?
They're pointless petitions. I mean, I know it'll get people talking and it'll get in the news and all the rest of it. And I suppose that's not a bad thing, I suppose. He's not going to resign over a poxy petition.
Well, I think maybe it might be enough to maybe get... it was for a general election. And for a general election, I don't think they're just going to... We've only just had one.
Yeah.
If they were going to do that, every time we had a general election, we could just make petitions.
Yeah.
But maybe it might be enough to get people speaking about, actually, maybe you're not the right man for the job.
No, a
vote of no confidence within the House.
What they should be speaking about was... so I say to people, when they say, we signed this petition, we don't want this bloke in. Yeah, but he was voted in, though, by the public. So maybe you should have thought about it before you voted for him.
Yeah.
Not afterwards. Just because he's turned out to be a liar. I mean, loads of these politicians are liars.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met quite a few of them, Even Rishi Sunak, I mean, it was all this about he's going to stop the boats. He never stopped any boats, did he? And he said if he gets re-elected, he'll stop the boats. Well, you should have already done it. I mean, they were in power for 14 years. And they've let this country just be, I don't know, it's just loads of people, invaded by people. And they didn't, I mean, that's why Starmer won, because of Sunak, because Sunak was so bloody useless. But obviously, and the thing is, we've got this system, it's a two-party system basically. I think the only other party that got a sniff of power was the Lib Dems.
Yep.
They was in coalition. But basically it's a two-party system, and I think that's what's got to end. Whether Nigel Farage's party, I mean, they've only got, 5, 6 You know,
Not many seats.
it's not many, no. But I think it needs to change from the two-party system, because these two parties are not a lot of difference between them, really.
No.
You know, you could say one is left and one's right, but on some of the major issues, it's the same.
Yep.
So,
well, Michael, thank you again.
Okay.
I appreciate it. And yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Michael there and what's going on. And maybe we can do an update in the future after you maybe answer bail. I can give you some, well, there's a way of making contact now, because we have, haven't we, Michael? So thank you again for watching, people. Do hit the thumbs up on the way out. Do leave your comments in the comments section on what you think about what you've heard from Michael, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Much love, God bless, and peace out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your support and hope you enjoyed the content. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Your engagement helps the channel grow and reach more people who would enjoy these videos too. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way.